knowing and understanding are two vastly different things, right? Hey, babe, what you say? Yes, I have a remote. You know, because I'm a gangster like that and whatnot. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your, I was about to say March, your April 2018 general reading. I hope you didn't miss me too much. I hope March was dope for you. We are in Mercury retrograde, and that sucks. I don't know if you've been feeling it. I mean, it's not as bad of a retrograde, you know, but I don't know, y'all. Especially with that whole little full moon. Ugh, I've been like so blah. Hence the reason why it's the second and I'm getting to you guys readings. But hey, I'm moving quick. Congratulations, Taurus, on having the highest reads for the generals for March. And hopefully you guys can hear me clearer because I have a microphone now. So that also means that you're probably going to pick up so many other sounds because it's eerily silent. And mind you, my son has friends over, so in the event that you hear roughhousing and screaming, or if I have to pause, you know, it's nothing personal. Just gotta, you know, get my mom on, you know? But anywho, we're gonna jump right into this thing. And of course, if you don't have time to listen to this, since we're already 1 minute and 22 seconds in, I've taken the liberty of doing Taroscope Cliff Notes, which you will find linked in the description box below. Journal. So, that's just going to give you a gist of this read. If you're either not a tarot enthusiast, or, you know, you're a busy millennial with things to do, you know? Listen to my subbies. Not the troll so much. You know. Just saying. Comes with the territory. All right, so we're going to do 4 cards for you guys. We're going to do your present challenge, your past influence, your future, and then we're going to do bottom of the deck. You know. And go ahead and get comfortable. See what we're working with here. I got to bend my cards, man. I don't know how to do that bridge thing, so my cards are always bent like in one direction. But anywho, I hear footsteps. Oh, goodness. Okay. That wasn't as bad as I thought. Let me not speak too soon. Okay, your present energy, we have the Page of Wands. Interesting. Oh, okay. Your past influence, we have the 6 of Pentacles. And your outcome advice, we have the 2 of Wands. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, my Taurians. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, this is pretty straight to the point, okay? In you guys' past, I see you guys coming out of a situation to where, and this is literally the phrase that came into my head, you're leaving out of a situation with someone who was once lording over you, right? So it was someone who possibly, goodness gracious, possibly a Libra. I don't know why does I clear my throat all the time when I'm doing these readings. It's like suddenly I have throat problems. Is it because I'm not speaking my truth? Throat chakra? Anyway. I see you guys coming out of a situation with someone who was lording over you is the term that Spirit just put in my head. But as I'm looking at the card and I'm seeing the scales, of course, you know, this is a merchant, but instantly I think of Libra. So it may have been a Libran person. And I say lording over you. Well, I don't say lording over you. Spirit says lording over you. But I guess the vibe that I'm getting from that is somebody where, say, if you guys were not in the best of times, which now makes me think of Shakespeare. I think that's Shakespeare. But if you guys were not in the best of times, like kind of you guys were down on your luck, so to speak, or, you know, you've just been through a difficult situation, it doesn't necessarily have to be financially. I mean, if you went through a breakup or, you know, lost a job, it could be anything. But this person kind of was like, you know, like almost like sticking it to you. Yeah, in a very unfair kind of way. Like they were more or less like wanting to highlight all of the wonderful things that were going on in their life, and you know, treating you like a peasant, so to speak. And in your present energy or your challenge, we have the Page of Wands. Now, of course, pages are typically viewed as like I guess you would say like messenger cards, so to speak. But I'm more or less seeing this as you guys leaving an unfulfilling situation. So in the event, wow, yeah, like a job. So you guys were at a job, not all of you, but some of you were at a job where you really weren't getting paid what you deserved, or you weren't getting credit for a lot of the work that you were putting in, you know? And you kind of put up with it in a sense because you felt like, you know, it's money, you needed money, you got to pay bills. I mean, I don't blame you. That's life. We're all there from time to time. But I think that you guys are kind of coming into this place now where you're extremely unfulfilled and you are leaving this unfulfilling situation in search of like that thing, like of your Ace of Wands, like that very you know, fire, inspiration, very purpose driven type of deal, right? And then in you guys' outcome card, we have the Two of Wands, okay? And I like how this Two of Wands looks in the after tarot because it's not just a guy who has made a decision to move forward, but he's made a decision to move forward with someone. So in the original Rider-Waite, he has the world in the palm of his hands, you know, and he's made his decision of which path he is going to go. But I think what's so beautiful about this is he chose to share it with somebody. Who are you guys going to share it with, Taurus? Who are you guys going to share it with? And in our overall energy, we have the Five of Pentacles. And of course, again, after tarot. And the thing that's so different about this is you see your two, you know, beggars that are left out in the cold. And you have this wonderful young lady who was like, screw this. I'm out. You know, it's like instead of her sitting there and waiting for someone to rescue her from her situation, like I see this Page of Wands, you guys are taking the initiative to go after what it is that you want, which I think is freaking awesome. My goodness. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I guess I could pull more cards because, I mean, that is pretty much, I mean, hey, that's not challenging at all. Well, I'm not going to say it's not challenging because it kind of is. Because if I were to just look at simply this Page of Wands and this Five of Pentacles, the challenge would be like you having the courage to come out of this. But what I'm really seeing with the Six of Pentacles, another way that we could flip this is in the highest, most wondrous perception of this collection of cards would be someone, because I'm seeing this as like, okay, yeah, it's like two different situations. So there's one group of people who have already been here, like they've already gone out and searched for it, like they decided to take themselves out the cold and went out in search of their how would I want to say it? Like their inspiring new beginning, so to speak. Went in search of like their passion, purpose, reason for being type of deal. So there's some people who have already done this, right? And they ended up meeting someone who reciprocated, right? So they took themselves out of a situation to where they were at a disadvantage, and they ended up either walking into a situation to where now they are this guy, right? When once they were here, you know? So they ended up becoming this guy, and this is where they are now, deciding to share it with someone. And then there's another group of you all that you guys are just starting to go through this transitional period of moving towards what it is that you want. And I think the biggest challenge in all of this most certainly would be having the courage to walk away, because, and I don't remember whose reading I said that in, but I think it was Virgo. It's kind of easier to stick with the devil that you know, instead of venturing off into unknown territory. So it's kind of easier to kind of stay in a stagnant type of situation. But for those of you who are kind of teetering on the fence of whether or not you should move forward, whether this be from a relationship that's no longer serving you, or if it's a job, a living situation in your life that is no longer serving you, then I would say that it would behoove you because you are going to receive things in the future. And by things, I mean people, situations, jobs, anything within that realm that are going to be more in alignment with you, right? So it's someone that you can share your world with, Taurus. Man, this is 10 minutes in. I don't even know what to say. It's like I could pull more cards. I mean, I could, but I mean, what the heck? Like, do we really want to? I don't feel like we do. Good Lord. I think this is like the shortest reading I have ever done in 10 minutes. For my sign of all things. My goodness. What is there to say? Okay, well, yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to do another spread. I'm going to do another spread for people who don't have such of a cut and paste situation. That's odd. I mean, it's not odd. I mean, that's good, right? Typically, we be having some stuff going on. But this feels rather light. I mean, I could have just left it right there, but hey, maybe that's not for everybody. Maybe not everybody is in such of a easy peasy situation. Okay. All right, for my other Taurians who are not dealing with a situation where, they were out of or had someone who wasn't, someone who was lording over them. Someone who was lording over them and them going out in search of their thing and coming into alignment. What other messages do you have for other Taurians for this month of April? Spirit. Other messages for my other Taurians that I didn't catch because I don't want to leave anybody out. It would be super dope if I got the same message, which means that all Tauruses have like thebomb.com life right now. Indeed. Okay. Give me clear and direct guidance, my spiritual goon gang. And my Taurian peeps for the month of April. What do you need to know? Clear and direct guidance for those who were not caught by this reading. Let's see, what spread do I want to do? Okay. I'll go back to my above and below spread. I haven't done that since I started this channel. All right. Oh, I forgot your challenge. That lets you know how long it's been since I've done this spread. Okay, so your present situation is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, your challenge, is the Nine of Pentacles. Your past influence is the Eight of Pentacles. This is seeming very Taurus-like. Okay, what's before you, is the King of Swords. Okay. Your foundation, oh my God, okay, is the Six of Wands. Okay. And what's crowning you is the Three of Pentacles. If this ain't a Taurus spread, I don't know what is, okay? Wow, okay. So this is sounding like the other spread, but a little bit more context. Okay, so in you guys' present situation is the Wheel of Fortune, which means that a cycle is ending in the Taurus life. So I can say, speaking of my January reads, what I'm seeing with all of this is if we were to use, and it doesn't necessarily have to be mine, I'm just saying this because this is something tangible. If we were to utilize like my January reads as a beginning point, right? Now we're in the 4th month. If you were to look at your January, your February, your March read, and now looking at this one, and any recollection that you have of what life has been like for Taurians prior to January, because it's been rough out here for us, man. I just want y'all to know this has not been the easiest cycle we've been going through. But as it was in the first spread with that that whole lording over you thing, I think that's something that we have felt on a regular basis collectively. It's almost like we have not, it's almost like we felt like we've been on the cusp, right? And mind you, like, I'm not just speaking from my personal experience. I'm speaking from countless readings that, aside from the ones that I do on YouTube, but just like different Taurians that I've connected with, it's almost like the same theme as feeling as if you're on the cusp of greatness, right? Or just about to get this job. Like you find this job that is like the ideal job and it's like, oh, I know I'm going to get it, and you don't. Right? Or you meet this person that seems like the most awesome person and then they're not, right? Or you work really hard on this particular thing and it's like finally you're going to get recognized for your creativity or your skill level or what have you, and you don't. So it's like, I feel like if I were to describe the way that things have been for us for a while now, it's been like, you know? But what I see in you guys, current energy right now is that a cycle is ending, right? So things are about to shift. And I think this is so perfect because, of course, this reading covers from the 1st of April until the 15th. On the 15th of April, Mercury retrograde will be over. So with us as well as the 11 other signs, this Mercury retrograde has been slightly different than many others, you know? Not to say that you don't have your typical funky Mercury retrograde communication type stuff going on, but this has been a very reflective period for everyone where a lot of things, whether it is old habits or addictions or faulty core belief type stuff, or even things from your childhood, they've been brought to the surface to be dealt with, right? So it's been a lot of reflection and kind of sitting back, or you should have been, sitting back and just like observing like those people from the past that are brought back to you, or those situations from the past that are brought back to you, is to kind of sit back and be like, okay, what is this? What is this telling me? What is this saying about me? You know, what have I learned about this? Or what have I learned in general from everything that it is that I have been through throughout this cycle? What is it that I've really gathered from this? What are the lessons that I've learned? And if you've learned those lessons, are you applying them? Because knowing and understanding are two vastly different things, right? So what I see for you guys in a nutshell here is the challenge is you embodying this. And this is the 9 of Pentacles, but I look at this as like the Empress energy, right? This is like the independent woman, right? Or the independent man. I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like our society implies that men are just supposed to be independent, but roll with me. You know, that dude, okay? The boss dude, you know? Or whatever it is that they call guys that are like awesome. I don't really know what the term is for that. But nonetheless, the challenge is embodying this, right? Now, when I say embody this, what I mean is because this cycle is ending, right? Or has ended, it's you coming into or you manifesting what it is that your spirit person is already aware of, which is abundance, right? It is and of course, with this being a 9, you know, completion of a cycle. Well, at least 10 is the culmination. And I'm looking at the fact that this is a 9, and of course, like, this is the 10 card right on top of each other. But it's you coming into alignment with the space that your higher self already is existing in. So it's you pulling up, or yeah, you reaching up to pull down this energy so that you can manifest it on the physical plane, right? Because it's there, okay? So in our past influence, I see you guys' dedication and effort. It's like hard work that you've put in. And that's kind of what I was alluding to, is we have been putting in work, okay? Because if no other sign knows, we do. Like, we understand that in order for us to obtain the things that we want to obtain in life, even though we may be a little, you know, we be a little lazy sometimes, you know, but we're hard workers, dagnabbit, you know. But our off days, you know, got some good food on the couch with the Netflix and the Hulu and whatnot, whatever. But we know that in order to obtain anything in life, it requires a persistent, dedicated effort towards anything it is that we want, whether it's relationships, whether it's in our career, whether it's in, you know, our personal lives, what have you, raising kids. You know, we're not afraid to get dirty, you know? And also, looking at how this is slightly different in the After Tarot, you notice here, and what you guys have crowning is the 3 of Pentacles, and you notice the similarity between these two, right? So the thing I kind of get from this is, although we're self-starters and we have no problem with working hard, we're also open and welcoming to allowing help from other people, like working teamwork wise and in cooperation and cohesion with other people, right? But with looking at this as your crowning energy, it's like the vibe I kind of get from this is the thing that a lot of us are kind of thinking about now, which is why it's so imperative to come into alignment with what is, which is the fact that you are literally in the spirit of abundance, like literally. I think that in so many ways we're looking back to the times that we have, you know, been so hardworking, and we have either worked hard for the benefit of others, or we have included others in our endeavors, and we've kind of been left holding the bag. You know what I mean? Where, and this is the scenario that comes to my mind, is when I was in college, when I was an undergrad, and like, it was like a general psych class. And I mean, this can even go as far back as like high school, but the first thing that popped in my mind was like my general psych class in undergrad. And, you know, I am so, I can't even say obsessed with psychology. Okay? Like, obsessed. Okay? So, you know, whenever I would get into groups with people, I'd have all of these wonderful ideas for this project. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, I read like 3 books on this, and it's like Zimbardo, Lucifer effect, woo, you know, whatever. And people would love to be in groups with me. Why? Because they wanted me to bear that burden alone. They just wanted to show up on the day of the presentation and be like, what's my part? You know? And with us being so persistent and wanting to submit like that A1 job, you know, wanting things to be on point, or that could be just me with my Gemini rising, I'm just saying, but anyway, but wanting to give that A1 product, right? It's like a lot of people would benefit off of our hard work. And I feel like with this 3 of Pentacles crowning us right now with this super dope energy, that's something that we're kind of thinking about. We're thinking about all of those times of like, you know, is this really over? You know, like, is this going to continue to happen? You know, am I going to continuously be, what's the word I'm looking for? Lorded over? I don't know. not really that. I just wanted to throw that back in there. But it's like, am I going to continuously be taken advantage of and overlooked and people benefiting from my hard work and progress? Because, and I mean, I don't say this to kind of like slight the other signs, but I mean, I honestly believe, dude, I don't think that people put in as much work as we do. I really don't think so. All of the Taurians that I know, I'm not going to include myself because I'm biased, because I'm me, you know. But other Taurians that I know, these are people who put in extra hours, or if they're in school, they're not just reading the books that their professors assign. It's like they're going out to Amazon. I was going to say Barnes and Nobles, but I was like, don't nobody go to Barnes and Nobles. Anyway, yeah, but, you know, they're going to Amazon and Borders and stuff. And they're getting extra reading on their disciplines, you know? They're staying at work late, making sure that their presentation is on point. Like, every Taurus I know is always putting in, like, extra and then some, you know? Because we really take pride in the things that we create, and we like them to look nice. But in your foundation, and I look at this as a subconscious influence, you guys have the Six of Wands. And that to me is speaking to the fact that subconsciously, even if you're not, you know, into the whole spiritual woo-woo thing, I think on a very deep level, it's like you have an unction where you know you're about to be victorious. Like you just sense it. And I mean, you may not see anything in the material world. You may not see anything in your life that even says that that's coming. You may not even have a sign of it, but something deep within your being knows, like, dude, like, something gotta change, and I know something's about to shift. I don't know what it is, but something good's about to pop off, right? Now, when we look at our outcome, this could be one of a couple of things. I'm not gonna say, well, yeah, one of a couple. Either, in you guys' outcome, there's either gonna be a King of Swords male, which would be your air signs, which is Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. In my case, that would kind of be me, even though I'm not a dude. Allegedly. Just kidding. But there's either going to be a King of Swords male that is going to play an integral part in ushering you, not necessarily through this cycle, but is pretty much going to be there once you kind of swing around, and I'm saying somewhere around the 15th, like when this whole Mercury retrograde thing ends, you're going to come out of this proverbial whirlwind of suckiness into bam, here this person is going to be. Could it be romantic? Abso-freaking-lutely. Maybe you're going to fall in love with an air sign. I don't really know how compatible we are with air signs. I don't really know. But it could be someone who's going to work with you, right? Because the King of Swords, especially in the upright, you know, he's a dude who's about his business, you know? He's very logical. He's very strategic. And seeing as in the past you guys have been working towards something, and you guys having abundance with this thing, this may be someone business-wise that will become like a right-hand man, you know, someone who is going to help you grow this idea, grow this business. It may be someone who comes in that offers you a job or an opportunity. And it could also be a romantic partner. Heck, why not? You know what I mean? But, and then it can also be for those of you who have an air sign in your moon or in your rising, this could also be you. It could be you, you know, kind of sticking your sword in the ground and being like, God damn it, I done it. God damn it. God damn. Goddamn right, goddamn. That's me. Yeah, this is me. I did this. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Yes, pleasure to meet you. I did make partner. Yes, I am the COO of this company. Pleasure to meet you, sir and or madam. Yes, this is me, because I'm awesome, you know? Yeah. But then again, it could just be another person with intellectual prowess. And that person could be you. Just saying, you know? But, yeah, dude. So I did another spread to see, like, you know, if there were other Tauruses that didn't have awesomeness going on. And it seems like this group has even more awesomeness that's going on. So congratulations, bull buddy. You know, we about to slay and whatnot. or whatever. I'm at 29 minutes, 30 minutes of your life that have been sucked away. I mean, but that's your choice and free will, if it is, because, like I said, got the 5-minute little read, little cliff notes, So if you want some extra stuff, you could check that out too if you want and add an additional 5 minutes, so it'll be 35 minutes. But yeah, I love your face for sticking it through with me, you enthusiast, you. I will see you guys later this month for your love readings. I can say later this month, but it might be sooner than that. But other than that, guys, I love your face. Let's get through this retrograde and, King of Swords-um, Wheel of Fortune-um, and Nine of Pentacles-um with the Empress energy and whatnot, or whatever. Okay, I'm totally wasting time. Should I use my remote? Let's see how that works. Love your face. Deuces.